Why are you acting like a fool? I'm walking around you where it's cool. Please tell me how is this so cool? Ooh.
Hi guys, welcome back to another mukbang. Yes guys, it's me. I'm back. As you guys can see from the title, this is what this video is about. Let me just take a deep breath because it's gonna be a mad one, okay? So as you guys can see, I'm in my bedroom. Give me a break, okay? Give me a break. Alright, because I feel like my pelvis, my down there, is on a break. But guys, today, as you guys can see, we got a sushi mukbang. And we're going to talk about birth to my second baby. Yes, guys, number 2. 2 years later, number 2. She's right here. I keep her cot right beside me in the room. You guys can see those are like my little postulates of things I want, the things that's going to happen and that's happening already. I'm not trying to talk too loud, but I need to talk. So I've got my little one here. No, you guys ain't gonna see her face yet. Not yet. She's too beautiful to be seen on TV, okay? Anyways, let's get into it. So I got some Korean barbecue sauce here. I normally like the red one, but we only got that one. We got some chicken goza, some chicken goza here with some apples. Let's just open that, show you guys that. Some chicken goza, and we got a whole bunch of different sushis. I tried to feed this little one just now, but hopefully she doesn't wake up. And we got some salmon, some spicy sushi. I think salmon, I'm not sure what this is. I'll try put the names of them on there. But that's what we're working with, guys. This is what we are working with. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, so guys, I'm going to be talking about my birth to my second baby. I did not talk about the first one, but here we go. So, let's just start. Let me just get a bite in first. This one is looking scrumptious. I am absolutely starving. It's kind of stuck. You guys got that? Got the sauce. So we're just gonna go like that. Oh my god. That is nervous. This is just some soy sauce. Also got some soy sauce here, which is not a lot. So we're just gonna dump that out. Let's get another bite of this. Hope you guys are doing amazing. Hope you guys are doing well. This is a chicken goza. Chicken goza. Mm. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna start from start to end. I'm not trying to make this video long. If so be it, we're gonna have part 2. Alright guys, let's start that again. So let's start from the beginning to the end. So the beginning, I did go to, if you guys don't know, I do live in the UK, and I do live in London, and I do live in Croydon, and Croydon doesn't have the best repertoire for hospitals. Yeah, it's called Mayday. It used to be called Mayday. Obviously you may die when you go in there, but no pun intended, um because you may die. So I'm just gonna tell you a little quick story before I had, and you know what I mean. So just a few weeks ago, a woman went into Croydon University Hospital to give birth. The nurse that helped her to give birth, you know, helped her to deliver her baby, and you know, stole her credit cards and went shopping, and you know, topped up her gas and all of that madness. But that's what happened a few weeks before I went in. Okay, so that's just the repertoire of Croydon University Hospital. Anywho's, yeah. So I did my delivery plan and what I wanted to happen. Like a few days before I gave birth. Oh yeah, today is like the 20th of November. I was supposed to give birth the 19th, and I gave birth the 17th. So like 3 days ago. My maths is a bit off. 3 days ago. Mm. Mm-hmm. So I gave birth early, which is good. It's not a bad thing. I was like 39 plus 7 or something, which is good. It's fine. Anyways, so I had an appointment on, I think, the 16th, and the roads were blocked from where I had to get a bus from. So I literally had to run down the road. My first one, it's about 20-minute walk, and it would have taken about 5 minutes on the bus. But I had to run because I couldn't miss this appointment. It was an appointment to check if she was measuring correctly or whatever. So ran to that appointment, and yeah, appointment over and done with. And the reason why I'm telling you this part of the story is because I'm just I'm just thinking that maybe because I did that extra walk and that extra little bit of stress, why she came early, but wasn't anything major. So anyways, I went to, where was I? Where was I? No. So it was like the 17th now, um, around 1 o'clock. I felt fine the whole day. Um, just, you know, chilling, watching movie, just felt real comfortable. You know when you feel real comfortable, a bit too comfortable for for comfortability? That's how I felt. So me and her dad was just, you know, chilling, laying on the bed, watching movie, whatever. And he's like, he's going to bed. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to finish watching the movie that I'm watching. Then I'm going to go to bed. I felt like tired after like 5 minutes of saying that. But let's get some. Mm, this is really good. So, like, 5 minutes after me telling him that, I was like, okay, I'm too tired. I need to go to sleep. You know, I just need to go to sleep. So I put the phone down and start to sleep. You know when you're just about to fall into deep sleep? So I was just about to fall into this deep sleep. Bam, contraction. It wasn't as severe. It wasn't as severe as like what do you call it? Period pain, but it was bad. And I was like, okay, it's starting now. So I'm like, oh, you know, I'm doing little moans and groans, not trying to wake him up and stuff. And I'm like, okay, cool. It's not as bad. I can bear it. So try to fall asleep again. I think another 10-15 minutes later, almost fall asleep. Pain. 10-15 minutes later, almost fall asleep. Pain. By this time it was about 1:30 or something. And then he woke up and he's like, it's time, because he's like, I don't know, not panicking or whatever, but he's just a bit probably too excited. So he's like, okay, it's time. He got up, put on his clothes, you know, he's ready, and he's like, it's time. And I'm like, I don't think it's time, but let's time it. Let's time the contraction and see how far they are apart before we jump to conclusion. My man got up, put on his clothes, you know, looking for his best suit, and he's like, I need to look good. I'm like, okay, do your I'm sorry. I'm like, do your thing then. Do your thing. If you want to look good, look good. So I'm like, do your thing. So I'm like going to the toilet, because I know when I went to the nurse the day before, they were like, yeah, if you need to pee, because you could stop the baby from coming out. Because the way the baby comes out, you'd think the baby comes like straight out, but think of it like, you see how my hand is? Baby comes down the canal and then there. But if you're like, need to pee, there's going to be pressure which is going to be pushing back. So then that canal is not going to be open for the baby to come out. You see what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, let me go pee. You know I'm in pain. Let me go pee. Feed about 3, 4 times. And then the pains just got more regular. And I think it got to a point where the pains were like 1 minute, 1 minute 30. And then I counted 3 times where it was like 6 minutes apart, and the pains were more than 2 minutes. So that was when I was like, okay, it's serious. The pains coming too often. Bearing in mind, the pains weren't actually as bad as my first pregnancy. They weren't, because my first pregnancy lasted out like 2 or 3 days. So they weren't as bad, but they were bad. So at this point now, you know, he's getting ready, he's getting the stuff ready, and I'm like, all right. It got to a point where I was like, after the 3rd time that it was over 2 minutes, I was like, nah, call the ambulance, call the police, because this baby's about to drop out. And what would happen is, when I feel the contraction, this is why I knew it was different. Each time I felt contraction, it felt almost like I needed to have a poo or something was there. It wasn't like a normal contraction where you just feel it in your belly. I was feeling it down there, like, you know, needed to go. So I was like, okay, cool. And then I think at this time it was around probably like 7:30 in the morning or something. Probably like, yeah, 7:30 in the morning. And I was like, yeah, called the ambulance. When the woman was talking on the phone, they're like, you know, this happened. While she was on the phone, I vomited while she was like talking to him. And I was like, yeah, this is different. Vomited, and I'm like, yeah, baby's trying to come. So they came in, took my blood pressure. I thought they were gonna like have an ECG. I think that's what it's called, an ECG or something, where they check your contractions and stuff. But what they just did is, like, based on what I was going off, I'm like, okay, one's coming now, pain. But it's so weird, because when they came in, that's when the pain got mad. The pain got so bad that I couldn't even move, because they were like, okay, let's get you in a van. And I'm like, no, pain's here. I was holding on to the curtain. That's how I knew it was bad. I was holding on to the curtain, literally right here in this position. I was holding on to the curtain, and the woman, the medic was like, girl, you're gonna pull on your curtain if you keep pulling on it. And I'm like, oh shit. Then I just grabbed her hand. She was standing right here. I grabbed their hand. It was so good. This is an apple. So I grabbed their hand, and then they got the Gassonet. The Gassonet was the only painkiller that I wanted to take. So they offered me another one, but I was like, no, just give me Gassonet. And the first time Gassonet didn't work, but I'm guessing it's because I didn't use it correctly. But now I used it. What happened is when you feel the contraction coming on, that's when you start take deep breaths in and out through the pump. So that's what I did, and it worked. Like, it worked. So took the Gassonet about 2 times, and then be like, okay, get your pants on, let's get you in the van before another one comes on. So walking out now, get to the front door, another one's coming, and I'm like, shit. I stop, and they're like, no, let's go. Bet you be inside and, standing outside. So jump in the van, sit on the chair, contraction. By this time, the contractions moved from 6 minutes to 5 minutes apart. So that's when shit's getting real. Just getting real at this point, okay? So in the ambulance, I think I had like my robe on and the slippers, no socks, no nothing, no panties on. Just had like a pink pants on and a robe and a little top, but it's all good. And it was freezing, bearing in mind it was freaking freezing outside, and I had no socks on, but it was good. So jump in the ambulance now. We're waiting on baby dad to come. He's getting stuff. He's just getting stuff, getting my bag, and I made sure I packed my bag before and everything. Oh, I hope I don't fall. But you did fall, girl. You did. Got fall in my mouth right now. So yeah, he's getting everything ready. I was like, you get my charger, I get my toothbrush and stuff like that. And he got everything ready, and then I think by this time, I think I had like 2 or 3 contractions within that 5 minutes, 10 minutes period. And guessing it really helped, which is good. So there were 2 female medics as well, which, oh my gosh, this thing keeps falling. Let me just eat it. Excuse me. This was my guilty pleasure drink during pregnancy. My first pregnancy was coconut water. So good. So we get to the hospital now, and they took me out on the stretcher. Yes, they took me up on the stretcher. Went to triage. Then they transferred me to like those push trolleys. And then I just went inside. There was a bed ready. Went inside, and then they were like, okay, we're gonna check your how much dilated you are. I was scared at this point. I think this was probably I was really scared for this one, because my first pregnancy, what happened was I was feeling mild pain. Went to the hospital. The woman went up there, and I screamed out and I passed out during that. So I had like a bad kind of engram, but I did handle it. So I did handle it over. I still was a bit scared, but baby dad was like, it's all good. Just do it. Let's get it over and done with. We checked it out. I was 4 centimeters dilated, which is, you need to be 9 or 10 centimeters dilated. So you need to be about 9-10 centimeters dilated. I was only 4 at this point. At this point, it was around, let's round it up, say 8 o'clock. Yeah, because for some reason it takes very long for the ambulance, because this is the second time during my pregnancy that I've actually gone in an ambulance. For some reason it just seems to take very long for the ambulance to get to the hospital from my house, and it takes like 15 minutes for me to walk to the hospital, which is a bit weird. Maybe it's because when you're in pain everything just seems longer, but yeah. So if you guys want a story time of when I got food poisoning, that was the first time, drop a comment down below and I'll let you guys in on the tea. Okay, story. Okay, anyways, so I'm in hospital now, and um unfortunately me to dilate. They're like, okay, um they were taking me to the normal place where everyone else gives birth and that, and I was like, I prerequisited that I needed to be in the birth center. Yes, the private sector where no one else is, where I get my own massive room. Yeah, that's where I need to be. So y'all gonna bring me there, okay? No, I didn't talk like that, okay? I did not talk like that. Everything, let me just say this. In order for you to have anything good, you have to postulate it. Postulate it through energy, postulate it through whatever. You see those little things I said? Those are postulates. I write them down. It's like, I want to be rich. I want to be a billionaire. You know, I need money. All of that. You have to postulate. So I postulated that I'm going to have a great and an amazing birth. And despite going to Croydon Hospital, I'm going to end it there and then tell you guys the rest of the story. Anyways, so got in. So I got in now. They were like, okay, she needs to go to birth center. So had a female nurse. She wheeled me all the way while baby dad was carrying the bag. She wheeled me all the way to the birth center, and compared to the other side of the hospital where I gave birth the first time, it was like I entered into another universe, girl. You know, like when you Lion in the Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, something like that. When they went into the wardrobe and they opened up into another world, literally, the birth center is completely different from the other section. Yeah. So she wheeled me in, wheeling. Met my nurse. Her name was Samantha. Samantha, big up yourself. Big up your good up self, Samantha. Samantha's white, by the way. Don't know why I mentioned that, but you know, I think I put the energy there that you guys might have thought she was, you know, black. But anyways, she was amazing. Big up yourself, Samantha. So I know another nurse that was in and out, but she was like a regular. I can't remember her name. I'm sorry if you're watching this. I'm so sorry. But anyways, I got in, and when they opened that door, you know, when you open the door, it goes, ah. That's literally how I felt walking into that room. When I say it was like, ah, the light, they had okay, video coming up. The video is gonna be on screen right now. Yeah. So you go in. You got a baby little cot there. You got a massive beanbag there. You got a massive bath there. Jacuzzi. Then you got a massive bathroom with bath and toilet and sink. Then you got a bed right there where I'm chilling. Yeah? Massive bed. Just chilling there. And I got all that space to walk around and do whatever I want. Yeah? Partner can be comfortable. I can spread out my legs. If I need to jump in the shower. All of that. Just imagine that. I was like, nah, this is what I want. This is what I wanted from the first place. Yeah? So, I'm in there now. It's about 8:30 by the time I get there. And pain's coming, pain's coming. When I say pain's coming, the pain was coming. Pain was hitting your girl like someone kicking someone up their ass. Literally, that's what was happening. And for some odd reason, while I was in pain, I was still able to bust jokes and make everyone laugh. So weird. I was just busting bare jokes. The nurse was laughing. She was like, you know when you tell a really good joke and someone just busts out laughing? That's how she was just busting out laughing. And then you had baby dad, this is his face. I'm like, calm down. You look like you're the one taking gas in there. I'm like, I'm the one taking gas in there. I should be the one that's, he's there, he's just walking around with his face like smiling. I'm like, that's the energy I need. The nurse, Samantha, she was like calm. She was talking like this. Okay, Crystal. Okay, you're doing great. Just take deep breaths in and out. I'm like, girl, who taught you? Who taught you? Who taught you? Did you just come out of my dreams? Did you come out of my dreams? Because you is the girl I've been dreaming. You is the girl I've been dreaming about. Okay? When I say she made me feel comfortable, she made me feel so good, so calm. When I got into the room, bath was already running. So within like 10 minutes, she was like, okay, Crystal, get naked. It's time to get in the bathtub. Bathtub. She was like, girl, let's... Okay, guys, you got this sounds so wrong. But she does not come in the bath with you. You get in the bathtub. And if your partner wants to get in the bath, he can get in the bath. But it was only me in the bath, okay? Everyone else was just around me. It was just baby dad, the nurse. As I requested before, I don't want bare nurses coming around me. I just want baby dad, the nurse, and maybe another nurse if she's needed, okay? That's it. And that's what I got. Okay? I got exactly what I wanted. She's like, oh girl, it's time to get in the bath. It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes. So yeah, took off my clothes, and while I was trying to get in the bath, contraction was hitting your girl, so I had to stop. I had to stop halfway through, but finally got in the bath, and I was laying down. First I was like this, leaning on the side of the tub, kind of like in an arch position. And I was like, nah, that ain't gonna do it for me. So I went down like this. So the bath's around me, and I'm like this, holding on to something here. The nurse is right in front of me. Baby dad's there. Just chilling, going through the motions. Pain coming. Got the gas in there. As soon as I feel the pain, taking the gas in there. Ooh. With your foot spinning, I put it for a while. So taking the gas in there, going through the motions. I think I was in the bath for probably like less than, say, 20 minutes. I was in the bath for about 20 minutes or 30 minutes. I don't know, because time goes differently when you're in labor. So I don't know. It's like when you're gonna lie in the witch in the wardrobe, time goes differently. I felt like I was in there forever, but when I finished, the nurse was like, your whole process took about an hour and a half. I was like, what? An hour and a half? But yeah, so I'm sitting down now, and I'm like, Lord, this pain needs to go. So taking gas in there, and then I start to feel like I need to take a poo. And I'm like, I feel like I need to take a poo. And she was like, okay, Crystal, just take deep breaths, let it go. She didn't say push, or this is what I like. She didn't say push, or she didn't say don't push. Or she didn't say wait. This is all of that I went through my pregnancy, where they were telling me when to push. I couldn't push when I felt like I needed to. So this time they were like, okay, Crystal, just when I said I needed to poo, I said, okay, just go with your body. Let your body do the work. Let your body do the work. I'm like, okay, cool. So if I feel like I need to shit, I'm gonna shit in this water. I'm gonna shit in the water. Okay, you're gonna see a little turd flowing around, and that's exactly what happened. I said that it felt like I needed to poo, and the poo came out, and she just scooped that baby out. Scoop. Yep, I pooed. The legends were true. You do sometimes have a poo when you're giving birth. So I did have a poo. Yep. And after I did the first poo, yeah, there is more than one poos, guys. There is more than one. So after I did the first poo, the urge to push started to come more and more. So when I felt like this massive contraction coming, I was like, I'm scared. And she was like, no, it's okay. Just go with your body, take a deep breath, and then let it go. So just as I felt that massive contraction, that's when the poo came first. I pooed again. And then I felt the massive contraction. And then I pushed. Push. And then that's when the baby head came out. I felt the baby head come out. And it went like pop. That kind of pop set. It's not like a pop. Obviously, it didn't go pop. But it's like a pop. Like, you're forcing yourself through something and it goes pop. And then the head stopped. The head stopped right there. And then I was like, okay, this next one has to be even bigger. And then she's like, okay, Crystal, take a deep breath. Because what was the process? They don't want you to be waiting. Because what can happen is you can wait and be a bit too scared to push, and then the baby's hanging halfway out. So she was like, at this stage, she wasn't rushing me, but she kind of pushed herself, like, okay, let's get it done. Let's get it done. So, pop. Then, like, 30 seconds later, she's like, okay, give it nice big one, Chris, a nice big one. And I went like, and the whole baby, she's like, put your hand down there to catch baby. And I put my hand down there, push, and baby came. And I caught baby. I don't remember if baby slipped out of my hand or what, but she reached in and she grabbed baby, because what happens when you're doing water birth, you either have the baby fully submerged underwater or fully out. You don't want baby halfway out, or you try to decide where you're trying to put baby in the water, you're going to drown the child. Obviously, if you're trying to put the baby in and out, you're going to drown the child. You don't want that. So baby was fully submerged and I was comfortable. She took baby out and then I saw a little mess. Then they started draining the water out. Then they gave me her, put her on my chest. I requested skin to skin for me and dad, and I also wanted I'm gonna put the name right there, but it's like delayed pre-clamp or something. Delayed basically when the baby comes out, the baby is still attached to the placenta. I wanted it to be attached for as long as possible, not for days, because some people do that and I'm like, that's too long. But delayed clamping, something is called that. The name's right there. So after baby came out, it was time for me to either get an injection to get the placenta out, or I would have to push the placenta out myself. I was like, I might as well just push it out. I did start to get a bit tired because the position I was in, I had a lot of pressure on my bum area, which was hurting. And I was trying to, I wanted the process to go quick. But then I think just as I was about to give up, I was like, nah, I'm good. Let me just do it normally. So I managed to push the placenta out, and then they caught it, put it in a little thing. And then, I was just holding baby there, which was so nice. She was so tiny, like I felt like she was gonna drop out my hand. Literally felt like she was gonna drop out my hand. And then yeah, I went to, let me just eat this one. Mm. So after that get finished, I came out in the bathroom. Then they put me in the bed. Got nice and comfortable. Baby was up, and she started to breastfeed because that helps with the putting the uterus back to its original size. And let me just say, when you breastfeed that quickly after giving birth, especially after natural birth and your second child, doesn't really happen in the first child, but when it's the second and third child, the pain is worse. I didn't have any after pains with my first child, but for this one, I still have after pains. This is like what, 3 days later, and I'm still having after pains. The first 2 days, every time she goes on the breast, I'm feeling like almost next to contraction pains. Yeah, almost next to contraction pain every single time she goes on the breast. And I had that for like, the first day was like every hour or so, every hour and a half. Then the next day was like every time she breastfed. And then now it's gone down a bit, so it's like probably like once or twice a day, but very mildly. They're like almost like period pain, so it's not that bad. And yeah, then lay down in the bed. Um, she had the card attached to her from like, oh yeah, I gave birth at like, I think it was like 9:30, so an hour and a half. Like 9:30, I gave birth in the morning, and then we had to stay in the hospital for like the next 6 hours because they had to do the checks and stuff. But because I did like a natural birth and I was, you know, had the placenta attached, everything was fine. Nothing like blood pressure didn't spike, nothing went abnormal. Everything was so normal, and yeah, almost too normal. Everything was so normal. Like, yeah, they were like, they're gonna give me like 6 hours to do the checks. But with my first child, they did checks straight away before they even like handed her to me. All the checks they did. Um, they offered to give us the injection, give her the injection, capital K, vitamin K injection for blood clot, because they say babies sometimes don't produce enough oxygen, something that helps with blood flow. So they want to give her the injection, but I'm like, nah. My first child went through too much trauma when she was born for me to put her through that trauma. So I was like, nah, we're gonna do the 3 day, the 3 courses of vitamin K. So she had one the first day, she didn't spit it up, and then I'm guessing today's the third day because she didn't spit it up. Then they give us a third day, but I'm gonna go, I think, Monday to tomorrow to go and get the, I think the fifth day one. So yeah, I was laying on the bed. It was all like nice and comfortable. The nurse was like, "Yeah, you did well." I think I used the gas in it probably like once or twice after I gave birth for the pre, the contractions after, and then they took it away because obviously then I'm gonna be reaching for it every single time I have a contraction. So then it was time for dad to do breast and breast, skin on skin, which he was a little bit nervous about. I was like, no, it's cool, just take your shirt off, no one else is in here, just the two of us. And he enjoyed it. And then I fell asleep. I fell asleep, and then I forgot to tell him that you could put the baby down in the cot, the baby cot. And he literally sat down 2 hours, didn't move at all while I was sleeping. And then when I woke up, I was like, why did you put the baby down and sleep? He's like, I didn't know I could put her down. My bum's hurting me like that. So I took the baby. Then he did a little bit of exercise and he was hungry. So he was like, he's going to go get something. I'm like, cool, okay, get some food, get me a hot chocolate, like a donut or something. And yeah, it was good. I ate like 4 bars of, those treat bars. plus the food. They gave me sandwich, they gave me tea, and yeah, it was good. It went back, came, it was really good. Like, I literally, I'm gonna say this, yes, Croydon Hospital does have a bad repertoire, but I can honestly say that from the start of calling the ambulance to leaving, I had such a great experience. I didn't have to interact with anyone unnecessarily. When I was leaving, I literally just said bye to the nurse that was with me, and there was another nurse there, and those are all the people I saw until I left. Then there was a few people outside, and then I took my red book from the reception to go out. Um, Literally, it was just a smooth process, such an amazing process. I'm telling you, you you have if you have low risk and whatever, and you manage to go to the birth center in hospitals, I guarantee you this is probably what it will be like, depending on your body as well. Because the last time my body was like, you're gonna be in pain for like 3 days, girl. But with her, I was in pain from say 1 o'clock in the night to 9:30 in the morning, which isn't bad because the first like 5-6 hours, sorry, the pain wasn't that bad. It was like, yeah, it wasn't that bad. So yeah, the hospital did great. The hospital did amazing. Big up to Samantha, my good up friend in the hospital, and the other nurse, and to Croydon Hospital, because God knows it was an amazing process. And I literally was telling everyone that it was such a great process. The nurses were great. Like, baby dad enjoyed it. He was just in a maze. He was like, wow, like, wow. We literally was like to the nurse, like, have you done, by the way, this was the nurse's first water birth. Yes, it was her first water birth. She's been working in the hospital for 4 years, but this was her first one, and it was my first one, and she did absolutely amazing. I was like, there's no way this is your first water birth, because the way you went through that, you is a pro, girl. You is a pro. Yeah, I was like to her, yeah, keep up the good work. I hope every woman that comes in here that has this experience with you and with all the other nurses, because she did amazing. Croydon Hospital, big up your good up self. Even though it's not the hospital that makes it bad, sometimes it's the nurses that make it bad. If you guys want the tea and the story of when I had food poisoning, then tune in to my mouth is watering, okay? But anyways, that's the story of Balabori. I have not named the baby yet. We have not fully decided on what baby name is. It is out of what's your name out of, child? Adina or Adiela. Adiela is my go-to, but it's out of Adiela or Adina. Adiela means gracious, I think, something gracious, and then Adina means strong, something something, but it's out of Adiela or Adina. We've not decided yet. We're gonna ask her very soon, based on how she communicates with us. Yes, baby, do communicate with you. Based on how she communicates with us, we're gonna see which one she chooses. So I'll let you guys know that in the next video. Yeah, so that was great. The sushi was amazing. This was my crave. I think I had sushi once. This was my craving during pregnancy, plus this drink. So if you guys want the story, the tea on when I had food poisoning and I went to Croydon Hospital and one nurse chatting about a patient in front of me, comment down below and I will tell you guys about that. Also, if you guys want to know about my first pregnancy process, that one is full of whole load of madness. Yes, Lord, whole load of madness. I need to pray right now. Drop your comment down below and tell me you want the story about my first pregnancy, and I will let you guys in on the tea. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. It's been about 40 minutes that I've been chatting, and I hope you guys followed me to the end. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. Little one has been there all this time like a little lamb. Oh yeah, let me just say this before I end off. She weighed 2.5 stones. My firstborn weighed 5 stones when she was born. So she is little. She is tiny whiny. Thank God I'm alive. I was able to jump out of the house the next day to go view houses because the girl is strong. Yes. I just went shopping and everyone's like, "How old is your baby?" I'm like, 3 days old. And they're like, "Girl, you're out already." I'm like, "Yes, girl, I'm out." We got to keep the ball rolling. Idiot. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And if you guys want more stories, let me know down below and I'll give it to you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you. Bye.